Hello, quilters. It is Tuesday again, and it seems like it was just Tuesday. Here in the States, we had a long weekend. It was Memorial Day yesterday, Monday. It is the day we remember our fallen war dead. So we honor those, and we get a 3-day weekend. So it really seems like it's not Tuesday, except it is. So hello on a Tuesday. Let me turn on the chat. So when you get here, if you could leave a message to let me know that the chat's working, that would be great. Let's see. Cindy, hi, I'm glad to see you. Hopefully your door is shut in your office. So I do have new things to show you today. Number one, it is summer, so I've said goodbye to my blow dryer for the year, for this season, and you're going to deal with curly hair for a while. So yeah, that's just weird. And what you don't know is that I stare at my own face while I talk to you. So yeah, I see my hair, I see my gray, I see my face. It's very weird. But hello. Uh, I took a few days off quilting this weekend, off of work quilting and to do quilting. And apparently I cannot be trusted in my sewing room alone because I'll start new projects. Apparently that's the way it works. Let's see. Cindy, yes, the door is shut. Good job. And Patty, hello, Patty. It's good to see you. What is new? Well, I just one thing that happened over the weekend. I took 2 days off of work, and did like quilting, sewing work, fun, non-work, which was great. And my husband and I went to the movies. We have like T-Mobile cell phones, and every Tuesday they have a deal, like oh, get a free burger or whatever. There's little different things. So this was get a $5 movie ticket. So my husband and I did go to see Mission Impossible over the weekend on Sunday night, which is a really long movie, and you have to plan all day to make sure that you don't have to go to the bathroom during a 3-hour movie. So it took all day to plan it, but I did make it. I did learn a few things. They have a new closed captioning system for hard of hearing that doesn't work very well. So I will watch the movie again whenever it comes on streaming and pick up a few things I missed. But otherwise, it was a great movie. I enjoyed it. We also had a gift card, so we went to dinner. I did buy ice cream on the way home though, but it was at the market, so it wasn't like super expensive. So our date night was under $20, sponsored by T-Mobile and whoever gave me that gift certificate for a cheeseburger. So that was our big event over the weekend, and a baby shower. I was at a baby shower on Saturday. I declared this was the year of the baby last year, and apparently the world is in agreement because I'm getting a lot of babies. So it's lovely. It was a wonderful time, and it was very pink baby shower. Very pink. Let me see. Oh, I might have brought home one of the pens. It says, "It's a girl." So let's see. Cindy, you saw The Accountant too and loved it. I saw that maybe 2-3 weeks ago. T-Mobile had a $5 movie ticket on that. So yes, I do love it. I loved The Accountant. I've been waiting for that to come out. Accountant 2. It got delayed a bit during the Me Too. Ben Affleck wasn't, they were delaying. Anyway, it took a little extra time for that to come out. And I really am not a big fan of his brother in that actor. I don't really care for him, but I liked him much more in that role than I've liked him in other things. He was much more relatable, considering. What else did we do? I think in another 2 weeks, we get a $5 movie ticket to The Ballerina, which is in the John Wick universe, and I'm a big John Wick fan. So that'll be fun. Who knew, like, relationship deepening and date nights sponsored by T-Mobile? Because my husband and I never go out and do anything. We're really old and boring, but you give us a $5 movie ticket, we're going to go. You like the brother in this movie too. Yeah. Barenthal, I think the actor's name is. I'm not a big fan of his. I don't care for him very much in movies. I'm sure he's a delightful person, or maybe not. I honestly don't know. But I watch him in movies and I'm like, but I did like him in this one. My husband on the way home, he was like, "So did you like him better this time?" I'm like, "I did." Let's see. Liz, hello. I'm glad you're here. Thanks for joining us. So that was my holiday weekend. Wasn't tremendously exciting, but it was wonderful. But here's why I cannot be trusted in my sewing room with spare time. Because I'm like, I'm not working, I'm not doing work sewing. So I pulled out a Primitive Gatherings book. It's called Snowman Gatherings. And I just started flipping through quilts. And I have a lot of scraps. So I started cutting up my scraps to make, let me find the page. This, uh-oh, I lost you. There we go. This quilt, it's called Farmer's Table, and it's big. It's 72 by 81. So I was cutting up scraps and making these blocks. This is going to be super duper fun to quilt. I was just cutting enough from every scrap to make 2 blocks. I think the pattern calls for making 3 out of fat quarter, but I was just using a fat eighth. So I will be working on that as my like leader and ender. Oh, but wait, I'm not done. I have a lot of quilts. I'm a lot behind in quilts from birthdays, births, and graduations, and weddings, and things like that. So I am behind. And I have a lot of gifts that I owe people, if you ever feel like that. This is one I'm going to start. This one here. This is 86 by 86. It's called Snowfall. This one uses 2.5-inch squares. Do I have a box of pre-cut 2.5-inch squares from my stash? Yes. So I will eventually pull out 5.5 yards of cream and 8 of each of my blues and start making this. So I don't know how many blues are in this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 15, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 20 and 24 is 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62. So I need 8 squares of 62 different colors to make this quilt. I think I can do it. And then I did start another quilt. This is 66 by 78. It is called Snowball Fight. And look at all of those 2.5-inch squares in there. So I did cut all of the centers for the snowballs, and I pulled out my 2.5-inch squares that are pre-cut for color blocks and just started sewing those. So yeah, I cannot be trusted when left alone in my sewing room. I'll just start 50 new quilts. Am I the same? Am I? Is anybody else like that? Or is it just me? I think it's not just me. But yeah, so when I pull out all the blue 2.5-inch squares for this quilt, I'll pull out the blue 2.5-inch squares for that other quilt. And the reason this is all starting is I have a family in my family that are all very tall. Like we're talking 6'4" and over, very tall people. So I need like 6 tall quilts, and my regular giveaway quilts like Squared Away is only like 57 inches or something like that. It's not a big quilt, 63, something like that. So I need taller quilts, and these are all taller. And I have like 2 boys, 2 very tall boys and a man, so over 6 foot. So getting 3 of these done will be nice. So I'm being righteous in this, but not really. Patty says the stunts in Mission Impossible were great. My husband, he was like, so he really just does all that? I'm like, I'm sure he's strapped in, but yeah. And I get sick watching them when they do the going down because I'm afraid of heights and my stomach just lurches. But no, it was good. It was fun. And we were there with an audience that really wanted to be there because it took them like a half an hour to get to the the title sequence. And then everyone started clapping and everyone clapped at the end. And it wasn't a big crowd, but it was a crowd that wanted to be there. I was joking with my daughter that I was really confused at the movies when this little Hawaiian girl and a blue creature showed up on screen because I think everyone at the theater was there to see the new Lilo and Stitch movie. A couple times we've gone to the movies and there've been no one there in the parking lot, and the parking lot was jammed this time. So I think it was all Lilo and Stitch kids. But anyway, it was fun and it was nice being out with my husband. So yeah, I can't be trusted in my sewing room. I do all my own stunts, and by that I mean I start a million new quilts at a time. But I do finish a few as well. So I want to show you a quilt I just finished, and it'll be going out online more, but it's already in as the Bobbin Turns. Let me find it here. Okay. going to show it to you. All right, the quilt is up. So I just finished this quilt. It is posted in As the Bobbin Turns, and you can go see it already. Social media will be going out over the next few days. So here's this one. I got a pack of 5 fat quarters in my Primitive Gathering subscription box back in December, I think. And in January, I turned them into this quilt. This is an out-of-print Terry Atkinson design pattern called Twist and Shout. So I really had fun making this. I made it at a quilt retreat in January, which means I really had fun making it. My sister wanted it when she saw it, and I finished it in time for her birthday, and it's been shipped off to her. I could say this because her birthday's tomorrow and the package is already there, so she'll already know about it, and she doesn't watch me online. If she happens to, the present's already in your mailbox, so go open it, Sharon. So this was 5 fat quarters, black and cream. And my thought was, what do I do for the quilting? So, of course, the obvious thing would be to quilt everything with ribbon candy and all of those little strips. But these are little strips. I mean, like they finish at 1.5 inches. And if I was going to do something around the black pinwheels and make that a focus block, that was going to be tiny, tiny quilting. And I really just wanted this to be a snuggle quilt, not overly quilted like a show quilt. So I decided to add some texture. Let me see, is it going to let me add a picture? Yes. So here's the texture I decided to add. This is a circle for my circle heart stencil for one of my ABC stencils, and I just flipped every one. So I did one with the moon on the left, one with the moon on the right, and then I lined them up in a grid, and I stitched them in red thread. I'm really happy with the way it came out. It's not perfect because it's free motion, and I barely traced the stencil, but I think it looked really good. Oh, and that is on, I can stop that. So I did put some new items up on my D-stash. Patty, I made the deadline. Yes, it's in her mail. It should be delivered today, and it's not her birthday yet. So yay me. I still owe my son his 16th birthday quilt, and he's 38. So having my sister's done on time was lovely. But I finished that one. The quilting is how to quilt it is up in As the Bobbin Turns. You can go watch that now. And you'll see that quilt out on social media. But I really like to show the different ways those ABC stencils can be used, because they can be used in a line and a border. It can be put in the center of a block. It can be used all over for texture. It can be put up in a grid. So I'm really thrilled with the way that quilt came out, and it was super, super fun. That black fabric, have you ever noticed that black fabric just goes lint and it tracks all the lint in the world? So I had to find a tape roller before I could take pictures. Even just taking it fresh out of the laundry, it still had lint everywhere. But that's her problem now, and that I'm guessing it'll be covered in dog hair shortly from my dog niece Oreo, who I get to visit with whenever I stay at my sister's house to take care of our mom. So I finished that one. I do have another quilt that will be coming out by the end of the week, and it is the quilting of I Love You This Mushroom. So how do I quilt this quilt? I have to edit it. I have to edit the video, and I have to bind the quilt and add the buttons. So these were the marshmallows. The mushrooms that I'm going to be sewing all these big buttons on, and I had no idea of how to quilt this because, you know, what gets quilted on a mushroom quilt? So I decided I was going for texture. And I had just finished my sister's quilt with those big circles and decided to quilt little circles on here. So I pulled out my 2-inch circle offset, and then I did every circle, and then I decided to put 2 eyes of the button inside each one. So what that did was it gave me a way to go around the circle and then get to the next circle without tracing half of it. So I did loop-de-loops inside, and it made this really fun texture all over. If you don't want this much quilting on your quilt, try the 4-inch circle. But that video will be out in color blocks by Friday. So that's on my list of things to do still. So I'm loving this quilt. I have to sew the buttons on, and I have to bind it, and then get ready for next month's color block quilt. Is anyone else really confused that May isn't over yet? Because I think Memorial Day was super duper early this year, and I feel like it should be June, except it's not until next week. So I have another week to work on this and get ready for June's color block, but it just feels weird. Am I the only one who's in that it's the wrong time. I'm never going to know what day it is again, I think. So I have that going on to work on. And then the last thing that I've been working on is, wait, I have this sweater. And if you're a knitter, I will tell you this is a waterfall cardigan made in a very large size to fit me with fingering weight thread on a size 1.5 needle in black. Now, all of those things are like saying I'm making 1/4 inch half square triangles as far as quilters go. So this quilt is called, this sweater is called Because I Hate Myself, because I've done everything possible on this quilt to make it difficult because it's hard to see. It's going to take a million years. And I finally just joined the armholes. So the blue is the arm, and now I'm working the underarm. But a waterfall cardigan is a full front, and a full back. And then I still have the sleeves and stuff. So this is a ginormous sweater with a gazillion stitches. It takes forever to do a row because it is this long. But I'm this far into my underarm, and my next direction is to do something different in 8 inches. So I will have a while to go before I have to change this. But this is Because I Hate Myself sweater. So Ronnie, you like the mushroom quilt and the quilting design. Thank you. The mushroom quilt pattern is in Color Blocks 2025. You can join that and get the pattern. I think there's one mistake I have to fix in there. That's next. I did As the Bobbin Turns before this. I'll do that after this. And then the quilting will go up on it. There's like 2 pieces missing in the cutting. It's not mission critical, but it's something that needs to be fixed. Patty, is June coming? Yes, June's coming. June is coming. And Marie, you love my hair. Thank you. It is curly. And I said goodbye to my blow dryer. So this is what my hair actually looks like when I don't straighten it. But these are artificial curls because of medication that I'm on. In my head, I have straight hair. So I straighten my hair every day, except in the summer when it's too hot for the blow dryer. So there we go. And now I have gray hair at the top and brown hair at the bottom, and it's summer hair. Don't care. Madeline, hi. It's good to see you. I'm glad you're here. So yeah, I've been busy quilting and trying to figure out what's coming up next. I still have my garden gathering fat quarter tower that I'm waiting to cut into, and I'm getting there because I said I would let myself cut into it when I finished this quilt, which is almost done, when I finished my sister's quilt, which is done, and whenever I designed June's color block quilt. So I'm like 1.5 tasks away from cutting into this, and I cannot wait. I think I have to make the pink one next, the pink one first. So the pattern is going to be X stitch, cross stitch, and it's going to be pink, and it is going to be from the fabric. It's a pink border, and it's going to be pink, red, and purple on cream in a cutie. So I think there's 16 pink, red, and purples, and I might go into this gold, but that's about it. So that's the colors it'll be. I can't wait to get started. Madeline, looking good. I know, I do, right? Thank you. And hello from Ontario. Do you have a day? Like, we have Memorial Day. I know that there's like the Red Poppy Day in Australia, which is Anzac Day. But I'm not sure what sort of holidays there are in Australia for that. There's Canada Day, which is our July 4th. And I think you're a couple days before July 4th for Canada Day, but I'm not sure if you have an equivalent Memorial Day. I just don't know what that is. I've been in Australia for Anzac Day, so I know when that is, but I'm not sure about Canada. But that was our weekend last weekend. Madeline, give it a big hug. I do. I hug my fat quarter towers. And I might have another fat quarter tower coming. So it'll help me get my work done because I have incentives to finish. Like, I can cut into my fat quarter tower when I finish my work. So I'm coming up with June's color block quilt. And well, again, half a day's work on this. I got to bind it, edit the video, and sew the buttons on. So a day's work on this. And then maybe by the weekend, I can cut into that fat quarter tower. Won't that be exciting? People who don't know that a fat quarter tower is just the most amazing thing on the planet, right? Who doesn't love a fat quarter tower? I was at a Handy Quilter Academy, which is like a quilt show Handy Quilter puts on. And there's, 200 quilters coming for classes, and they were doing prize giveaways, and they were giving away big prizes at Handy Quilter, like big parts of machines and accessories that were worth a lot of money. But there are also vendors there. And I believe So Boutique was there that year, and people were giving away, like, oh, we're going to give away this hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollar accessory for a Handy Quilter. People were like, and then they pulled out a fat quarter tower from So Boutique. This is from Primitive Gatherings, but they pulled out one from So Boutique, and everyone was like, ooh, and people couldn't wait to see who won it and hope it was them. So we're easy. We're easy. Give us a fat quarter tower and quilters are happy forever, right? Or is that just me? I bought a couple fat quarter packs for a friend of mine who had a week. So they were off in the mail to her because I know that'll be a pickup for her. Because, we all need fabric in our lives. But so this week, I'm home all week. I'm home this weekend quilting. Not sure about next week's plans. I'm supposed to teach in New Hampshire, but I haven't. That's a maybe. And so I'll be home all week quilting. You'll be seeing more content. I've got a couple blog posts coming up. So follow me on all social media. Be sure, if you don't, follow me on my newsletter. Subscribe to my newsletter. Go to DebbieBrownQuilts.com and subscribe to the newsletter, because that will tell you where I'm going to be, and it'll tell you new sales. I'm doing a lot of de-stash stuff right now. Selling off things that I don't use. And when I sell off things I don't use, I might put a $5 price tag on it. And that's basically to offset the shipping, because I could say free, and then somebody could order all the stuff, and then I'd be out $20 in shipping. So I put a couple dollar price tag on each thing just to help offset the shipping of me getting this stuff out of my house. So please check that out and see what's coming up. I'll have some more fabric coming on sale, and more ruler de-stash, my long arm quilting ruler collection, because I'm down to using just what I use. And I think that's it. So I'm going to head out. I will be here again next week on Tuesday at 2:30 in the afternoon, New York time. And next, that will be June. So June starts my baby watch. I have a baby due the 26th, and it's my daughter's first baby. So I'm planning to be around for that. So I will tell you that I plan to be around every Tuesday in June, but baby can interrupt those plans. We're on baby watch, and I think all quilters get that my plans will just change. I have lists of things to make. I have lists of food to take up because they live 100 miles north of me. So it's a really easy drive for the first 3/4 of the way to their house. There's not any traffic, and I'm going against all traffic and through the woods, and it's just lovely. So I have food planned, and I have presents planned, and I just can't wait to meet my new little one. And not making tons, because I'm not, there's no gender reveal. Nobody knows. So I should be here next Tuesday, unless there's a baby. So until I see you again, take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. I will see you again on next week on Tuesday at 2:30 New York time. And until then,